initially we were discussing about the matrix. You remember at the time of creating the DEX measures, we were checking all those DEX measures, just putting the matrix in the canvas. Now let us see that how we can actually use it over here. And I'm going to talk about a very interesting option along with the matrix. So for this, I'll simply go to the visualization and add a matrix. This is similar to the table that you see, but the functionality is very different. I'll insert a matrix. There you go. It actually came over here perfectly. So I'm good with that. And now I'm going to show the product name. So it's coming up. I'll drop the product name in the rows, which is good. Okay, there we go. We have the list of all the products name. And then I will be putting up some values, like I am looking to put in the return quantity. This one I'll just put into the values, and one more thing, which is going to be the return rate. Okay, return rate. Couple of things you will understand here, very useful. As you can see, it is actually taking a lot of space, although the values are not that much. Let me just put it into the focus mode to show you. The values are not that much. This is very small values we have, but this title of the header of the column is pretty lengthy. So instead of changing the name of this field or the measure from the model, better what we can do, we can actually change the name only for the visual. So if you see under the fields, return quantity, you can click on this drop down, and here you can see an option which is rename for this visual. Very useful option, guys. Very small option, but yet very useful, because as a developer of the report, you are giving the name what you can think of, what you can use as per your reference, but later on you have to think from the consumer of the report perspective, and for this reason we may have to change it. And let me just change it to return QTY. I'll just make this slightly short, and for the return rate also, I'll just come over here and rename this visual. For this, I'll just simply remove the space. So return rate. Okay, so I'm good with this, and I'll click on back to report once it will process the request. There I go. I'll just go to back to the report, and would like to see that how it looks like. So it's fitting up everything over here into the space which is desired. Now, one more thing, I'll just go back to the focus mode to show you something very interesting. By just looking at these numbers, because this is a huge list of product, it will be difficult for the consumer to get the insights out of it, to know what is happening, where we have the higher return rate for which product, and so on and so forth. So what I can do, I'll just go to the format here, and inside the format you will notice that if I go down, we have the conditional formatting. We used it at the time of discussing the YTD DEX function, if you remember. Okay, I'll come over here, and I don't want to apply it onto the return rate, but return quantity, but I want to apply it onto the return rate. So I'll select this one, and instead of the background data bar that we discussed earlier, I'm going to use the background color. So look at that, I'm just turning it on, and it will just put some heat onto these cells. It's coming up. Look at that. This is in a blue color right now, but think about it. If we change the color pattern from this advanced control, let me just go there and show you that how it's going to look like. Just processing the request. Okay, so now that we have this, let me just change the color. As you can see, the lowest value, I'll change it to, let me just aside the face cam, I'll change it to white color. And highest value, I'll change it to a red color, right? and I'll click OK. So wherever we are going to have the higher return rate, it will get highlighted with a dark red color. If I want to show you, I'll scroll down and you can see there is a darker value. So it's a kind of a heat we can feel, the consumer of the report can feel. Look at that. Okay, I'll go back, and this is how it's going to look like. So this is what I wanted to show you. Couple of things which I've promised earlier at the beginning of the video. You understood that how to rename the a field for a visual. You understood that how we can use the conditional formatting. So I think it is a very fruitful clip for you. So just try it, just do it by yourself, and definitely you're going to use this feature a lot. Thank you.